Hey, it's over here.
Is this it? It looks ancient.
Yeah, this is it. Help me get it out. Only 2% battery. Better make this quick.
You sure it's gonna work?
Shh. Keep a lookout. I don't know if there's anybody out there. But if there is, I need to tell you how it happened. It started as rumors at first. It's the kind of stuff you hear all the time. Crazy stuff, really. There's farmers being ordered to dump their milk. Ranchers that couldn't get their cattle to market. Then, it started happening in the towns. First they had all the shops just start selling essential items only. Non-essential businesses, those were shut down. The people, they had to stay indoors. 1 trip a week to the stores, that was it. But then, they declared that seeds and gardening supplies were non-essential. When the food started running out, that's when it all began to fall apart. We had riots before, but no, never anything like this. A couple of us got out before the soldiers came. Went into hiding. They stopped the riots, but nobody was allowed to leave their homes after that. They went around, house to house, disarming everyone. Then they started the rationing, but we could tell it wasn't going to be enough. For a while there were trucks coming in, going out, not anymore. The lights went out 2 weeks ago. Ever since then, it's been quiet. A little too quiet.
Come on, we need to hurry up. The patrols are coming.
All right. If there's anybody out there, anybody at all, listen to me. Don't lose your humanity. Don't let the light go out. Somebody's got to make it. Somebody. Anybody. Anybody?
Come on, we gotta go.
Two starting to sprout and 2 already sprouted. And I'm just going to have to empty that pot out because it's not ready anymore. Oh, hello good people. I'm embarrassed. That wind was not blowing in storms, it was blowing in cold. So I had to wind up bringing the heaters back in, putting up this foil here, and well, you know, whenever you're going to make a mistake, it's important to own up to it. Well, I made a mistake. So, where were we? Oh, yes. So, the other day we were talking about potatoes, and there's something I neglected to mention. I should probably mention it now. If you're looking at a seed catalog website, thinking about ordering potatoes from them, and you see a notification that says you should not plant store-bought potatoes, there's a reason they have that there. And generally speaking, it's a good idea to buy fresh seed potatoes and plant those. This series of videos is not about getting the best quality disease-free potatoes. It's about getting food when you have no other options. But I'll go ahead and address that because I know I'm going to have some comments. So The store-bought potatoes are grown in fields where those same crops are planted over and over and over again, year after year. The chances for diseases to develop in those potatoes and be passed on to that seed are high. So if you're looking for high quality roots, if you're looking for high quality vegetables, yeah, you should probably get the seeds from the seed company, or save yours, rotate your crop relocation so that you're not encouraging diseases to be developing in your soil to affect your potato plants. Okay, now that's out of the way, let's talk about a few other things. Alright, so you've seen some videos around the internet where people take a stalk of celery, or a carrot, or an onion, maybe some lettuce, and they cut it up, eat part, and then take a part of it and put it in some water and let it grow, and lo and behold, it starts sprouting and growing foliage, and they say, look, see, you can regrow this vegetable. Yeah, it's not entirely true. Take, for example, let's see. Well, let's take this carrot, for example. Now, this carrot, even if I wanted to get anything to grow, it's not going to happen. Let's take a look at that end right there. Okay. See that? There's nothing really left there to grow back from. But if I were to take this carrot and just cut off that bit, assuming that there was enough living material at the end of this carrot to do anything with, that would actually sprout, that would actually grow foliage. Okay, yeah, it could. If this pin wasn't already dead by now. It could, but unfortunately you're not going to get this part of the carrot to grow from that. You may get some foliage to grow, and if you're lucky, you might even get the carrot to go to seed, and you can get carrot seed that way. I'm going to have to experiment with that if I can find a carrot that's not already dead. But you're not going to be able to get a whole carrot that way. What else do we have? Yeah, my favorite. The onion. Well, you got roots there. You could, theoretically. I'm not going to cut this onion up. You cut it. Put that down in some water. And yeah, you may have some shoots come up from it. Green onion shoots. And I suppose, sure, you could trim the green onion shoots and eat those as green onions, is fine. But you're not going to get another onion out of that. Now, this is the onion bulb that's produced after a year of growth. Onions are biennial, which means if this whole onion were to be planted in the ground, it would go through its life cycle. The onion bulb would shrivel up using all of its energy to produce this plant with a nice, lovely flower head that may produce some onion seeds for you. And if you wanted to get some onion seeds, yeah, you might be able to do that, and you might even be able to get it from that little bit of root. Not going to guarantee it, though. I might experiment with that later, but that's not what this video is about. Onions, carrots, celery, nah. Forget about it. You're not going to be able to get vegetables that way. Just a cute video, but no veggies. It's something you can actually get food from. Well, how about this? Tomato? If we're talking about a vine-ripened tomato that is fully ripe whenever you get it, then the seeds inside might be viable. Now, they would need to be treated. Easy enough to do. You just take the seeds. I'm not going to cut this tomato up either. I'm not ready to cut it up. But you take the seeds, you put it in water, cover it up, let it sit out and ferment for a day or two, and then pour out your seeds, rinse them off, and that little gelatinous coating should come off of them. Once that happens, you can plant those seeds. And the gelatinous coating is kind of like a nature's own growth inhibitor. Stops the seeds from sprouting and growing a new tomato plant right after they fall on the ground while it's still warm outside. It takes time for that seed coat to break down. Usually over winter will do it. passing through the digestive tract of an animal will do it, or using a glass of water, some fermentation. In a few days, we'll take care of it. Vine ripened, all the way ripened, and you've got a chance, maybe. What kind of tomato is it going to be? It may not look like this. It may not look anything like the tomato that you bought at the store. A lot of those are hybrids, but not all hybrids are sterile. Don't know what it'll be, but it would be a tomato. What else? Peppers. A bell pepper. I love these things. This is a bell pepper. Now, there's some misconception about bell peppers. Let me explain something to you. There's a green bell pepper. You may have seen yellow, orange, or red bell peppers. They all look kind of like this, but they're different colors, right? They are not different kinds of peppers. They're all the same kind of pepper. A bell pepper. This is a green and immature bell pepper. If you cut this open, it does have seeds in it, but those seeds are not mature. They will not grow. A vine-ripened red bell pepper might have seeds that would grow. It wouldn't hurt to try it, but you'd be wasting your time with a green one. Same goes for jalapenos, serranos, poblanos. Poblanos, you know, the nice triangular shaped, long, dark green ones? Yeah, those are raw, unripened peppers. Whenever the poblano gets fully ripe, it's a nice, deep, dark red, and they're slightly hot at that point. They're called ancho poblanos or ancho chilies. Most of the time, whenever you see them on the shelves in the produce aisle in the grocery store, they're a dark green. Those seeds, no, not going to happen. And even if you let the pepper sit around and turn red, which may happen eventually if it doesn't spoil first, those seeds aren't going to be viable either. It needs to have ripened fully on the plant so that the seeds got all of the information that they needed, all the nutrition that they needed to get started in life before the fruit was picked. If you find the bags, I don't have any. If you find any of the bags of peppers that you can sometimes find where typically Mexican food is available in the grocery stores, those bags of peppers do contain chili peppers that might actually germinate. Vine ripened, all the way red, good stuff. Pardon me. Good stuff. If you're looking for a hot pepper, hey, guess what? Here's crushed red pepper. There are, I can see, seeds in here. Actually, I'll hold it up here. You can see yourself. Look at that. There's seeds in there. Ooh. There's seeds in there. And some of these, I'm not saying all, but some of these may actually germinate, may actually grow a hot pepper for you. What kind of hot pepper? Probably a cayenne. Most likely. Does it say? It doesn't say. The package just says red pepper. Why don't they tell us what they're selling us, huh? But while we're on that topic, there are a bunch of spices that you could possibly grow. I'm not saying you're going to be successful, but you could possibly try it. Well, let's see, I have caraway seed here. I'm not going to show you the brand name, but you can probably tell from the package where it came from. Caraway seed. I have here some celery seed. I'm actually going to try planting some of this stuff. Celery seed. Whole celery seed, not ground celery seed. Once you grind it up, it's no good. It's not for planting. What is this? This is fennel. Fennel? Might be able to plant that. Problem with these spices, problem with these spices is you don't know how long they were sitting around in a warehouse before they got packaged up to be individually packaged and sold. You don't know how long they were sitting around in the warehouse before they were finally shipped to whatever the retailer was that was going to sell them. And you don't know how long they sat on the shelves of the retailer before you finally got your hands on them. These could be very old seeds. And that doesn't mean that they're not going to successfully germinate, but the longer they've been sitting around, varying in temperature without really fantastic means of keeping them sealed, the less your chances are of getting viable crop out of them. But I guess planting a few seeds wouldn't hurt. What else do I have over here? Well, we've got garlic. It's a whole bulb of garlic. Yeah, this one's store-bought. It's not one of mine. All of mine are currently in the ground growing fresh garlic. I actually had to go get more garlic because I ran out. So it's odd. I grow garlic to sell, and I'm out, and I had to buy garlic from the store. Go figure. But here's a bowl of store-bought garlic. This looks like it is your typical California softneck, perhaps, and it's not in good shape. This is old garlic, well over a year old. But you break this up. Individual cloves are inside. You leave them in the paper wrapper, put them in the soil just enough to cover them up to the tips, let them sprout, mulch over them, and you'll get a full bulb of garlic out of them. If you plant these in the spring, it's going to be a tiny bulb of garlic when it finally gets done growing, but it will be some garlic. Better to plant them in the fall. Much better. What else can we do here? Well, you might find some other fruits like that tomato or the pepper. This is a Buttercup Squash, and this one came from my own garden last year. And this one is, it's old. Surprisingly enough, still intact. I believe this one was allowed to get fully matured before I picked it, which means that whenever I cut into it, the seeds are going to be good. Now, I have no intention of planting any more Buttercup Squash. It's okay, but for my money, I think I'd rather have butternut. So I'm growing butternut this year. I have seeds for that. But if you had to, and you were reasonably sure that the fruit had been fully ripened before it got picked and put on the shelf for you to buy, and unfortunately, a lot of stuff is picked while it's still immature, unripe. But if you're fairly confident that it was ripe when it was picked, you can get the seeds out of fruits like these, plant them, and they will grow that kind of fruit. If it's a hybrid, maybe not exactly like the one that you grew it from, or that you collected the seed from, but you can grow something, and something has been burrowing into the side of this squash. Probably better eat it soon. Alright, now we have bagged seed prop things. Yeah, let's see. What's this? Yellow popcorn, it says. Yellow popcorn. Can you grow popcorn? Really? Can you? Let's see. Here's some. Here it is. There's some popcorn kernels there. Yep. Well, yeah. These are seeds. That is a kind of corn. You can plant it. It will grow. It will make corn. Is it the best corn you ever had? No, it's not the best corn you ever had. As far as a fresh eating corn, it's kind of rotten, but yeah, I'd rather have a tough, starchy popcorn corn to eat than nothing, wouldn't I? What else do we have here? These are, well, the package says garbanzo beans. These are chickpeas. Chickpeas, like these, whole, in the bag, dried. Once again, don't know how old they are or how good they're going to germinate, but they can germinate, they can grow more chickpeas. I'm going to plant some of these eventually. Some of these, actually, eventually. What else do we have? We have, oh, probably ought to mention, chickpeas germination temperature is, I wrote a note for myself here. Okay, so chickpeas germination temperature is about 50 degrees or higher. If you are fortunate enough to have actual green peas, split peas aren't going to work, they're no good, but a whole intact green pea, if you have some, those you can start planting when the soil temperature hits 55 degrees and up to about 65 or even 75 degrees. After 75 degrees, it's time to start thinking about planting something else. What kind of something else? Well, after 75 degrees, we're talking about black-eyed peas, cowpeas, field peas, these guys. They'll germinate at 65, but they're probably better to germinate around 75, even up to 80. They like warmer weather to grow in, where your fresh spring peas and your green peas, sweet peas, that sort of thing, are starting to die off from the heat. These guys are going to take off and grow really good. I'm going to plant some of these later on. What else we got here? Oh, well, various kinds of beans that you can get in the bag. These are a Great Northern bean. Beans, typically, you want to put those in the ground 75 to 80 degrees when the soil temperature is 75 to 80 degrees. Those will grow just fine, and you can get beans out of them. I don't know what kind of growth habit the Great Northern bean has exactly. I haven't really researched it. I'm personally growing a different kind of bean, but that's because I got my seed ahead of time. I didn't have to rush to the grocery store to get this stuff. But if this is all you have, you can plant it, you can grow it, you can get food out of it. What's this? Well, it's a staple in the diet of every survival prepper. It's white rice. Guys, you cannot grow this. It's processed, it's bleached, it's dead. It's not going to grow. Give it up. Doesn't matter how much of it you put in the ground, it's not going to grow. You might be able to get away with growing maybe some of the wild brown rice that you can find out there somewhere, but really, I don't know much about growing rice other than, no, it's not going to work. Yeah. Well, good people, we are coming close to the end of our crash course in Can I Plant That?, where I'm not showing you a whole lot of specifics, just a wide variety of the things that you can find on the grocery stores or in your pantry that you can take and you can put in the ground, plant, grow food for yourself, grow food for your family, just in case. And I hope that these rumors are not true, just in case the local criminal syndicate in your geographical area has decreed that thou shalt not purchase seeds or gardening supplies. That's scary. If that's the case, there's still stuff out there that you can use. Now, if you found this video informative, please hit the like button, leave your comments down below, subscribe, bang that notification bell, and I will catch you next time.
What are you still doing here? Don't you have something more important to do? Shoot!